Morning, folks. Boy, the wind yesterday blew like you wouldn't believe. Doggone hurricane force wind. And early this morning there was a lot of thunder and no rain. I hope that hasn't touched off any forest fires. Wouldn't surprise me none, as dry as it is. We did get a little sprinkling of water yesterday, but it didn't rain very much. Anyway, today is going to be a fun and exciting day chopping weeds. Ugh. This tall stuff that's in the fence line, it's called kosha. It dries up and it kind of turns into a tumbleweed of a kind. There's several different plants and things that they call tumbleweeds. Down in Nevada, it looked like this, but it's got stickers, little tiny ones. They were kind of painful. They're really woody. Look how big around this stuff gets. I mean, that's big around my thumb. It's hard. I mean, it's like a doggone tree stem. So I've been using one of those old sickle size to cut the bigger stalks, because that string on that weed chopper, as good as that works, it breaks in no time with that something that big. Oh, I've been using one of these, and it's got the big hook blade like the Grim Reaper. But I split the wood yesterday, so this one is probably done for. I glued it back together, but it'll probably just be a decoration on the wall now. But I do have another one. This one, the shape of the handle is a little more awkward to use, but it's made out of aluminum. The blade is smaller, not very sharp. I need to sharpen that thing. And then I can use this someplace around. I don't know what I did with it. I have just a small hook on a shovel handle, and it's sharp, and you just hook the base of those and cut them off that way. And that works pretty good. I might have to, if I can't find that, I might have to make another one. They're pretty simple to make. It's just an old handsaw blade that I cut a notch into. So tools like this are kind of fun to use, and they work surprisingly well. Back then, that's all they had. Didn't have no gas-powered weed eaters or anything like that. I would imagine that the weeds were always a problem for them, too. Probably didn't worry about it as much as we do now, though. There we go. These things are actually pretty cool. They do work pretty good on that bigger stuff. I got this pretty sharp. That other one's really dull. To do it right, you kind of need a whetstone, but one of these flap sanders on a grinding wheel, it does a pretty good job to getting it reasonably sharp enough to work anyway. Well, that's working pretty good. I cut the bigger ones along this side of the fence. This side's really tough to do. Can't hardly get to that with anything with wheels. It doesn't roll good on that chewed up dirt. String trimmer, push mower thing, does a good job, and except for that really big stuff. Some of this in the fence line like that, I really have a hard time with. This thing actually works pretty well for being an antique tool. And I use those roping steers to help me out on the weeds. This was really thick yesterday. I let them in here, and they do make kind of a mess, but they do a good job. A lot of that stuff is too stemmy for them to eat too. Well, there is still some, but it sure looks better than it did yesterday. So today, before I get too far along on the chopping of my own, I'm going to fence this off and let them into some of this. If they can eat this down for me, that would be a really big help. I can go, if I do it right, I'm thinking I might be able to do down about to the end of that blue building. Not sure how many panels I got though. Okay. They will have that eaten down in no time at all. Just that much less I have to chop. A little bit risky doing this, because if the gate blows over or they push it over, these panel gates, and they get loose, trying to round them up again on foot, they don't listen to you very well. They know they're faster than you and can outmaneuver you. My horses all got old and died, so I don't have horses anymore. Chasing them around in the pickup works, but it's tough. So hopefully they don't get loose. They'll be happy for today. Gotta be a good change of pace from what they normally get. Mostly, these roping steers get fed grass clippings, lawnmower clippings. These steers are playing king of the mountain. That's a pile of wood chips there. supposed to be over here eating, like that one. So anyway, a few more days of that and they'll have that all ate down and that'll be good. See you folks tomorrow. Bye.